Yeah, hello everybody, welcome back to Mert Mart, where you shop smart. Hell yeah. I have made the Clariths mad at me, and now I am in fear for my life. I had the audacity to tell them that Aerith is immature. Oh yeah, our stairway to heaven. Forgot about that. Welcome back, everybody. Hi. Happy Wednesday? It's a Wednesday, right? I had to find out if I'm playing D&D today. Oh boy. Yeah, I had the audacity to tell people who are fans of Cloud and Air. Actually, to be fair, I wasn't talking to them. I ponied on, or I added a point to somebody somebody else who is a not a fan of Cloud and Aerith from Final Fantasy VII as a pairing. Um, I added to something they had said, and I just said, if you think that Aerith is a mature character, I don't think you understand the character. Because like she's not very mature, and like that's not a hit. Like that's not like a it's not an insult. It's just she is immature. It's part of her character arc, is to learn to grow up and learn to that yeah, you have to make sacrifices, and not that she never made any sacrifices before, but like what those things entail in a larger world, and what those things mean in a larger in a world that's bigger than you are, and that's sort of Aerith's a good portion of Aerith's journey. Hey, generic, good to see you. You're doing some run around and you have good news, and you're gonna be in the Discord. Oh, wonderful! I can't wait to hear. I can't wait to hear your good news. Good, wonderful, fantastic. Thank you for stopping by. I'm just making sure we've got enough of everything before we get started. Yeah, looks like we're good. We're Gucci, we're Gucci. Alright, yeah, we can open the store. We probably could have opened the store regardless, but there we go. Oh, and apparently there's stuff that I bought that we have an extra space for, but oh fuck. That's... Yeah, fuck. Yes. I bought extra. I'll just put that here for now. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll get rid of it eventually. Yeah, there we go. I just don't want them to get stuck, and they will. We owe none of the money. Our pricing, let's double check that. 10-10, nice. 7-10. 6-30, 35. Cool. Prices are done. Bills. I think we can just like pay all these off. Like, let's just get rid of these now for a little bit so we don't have to worry about them. Our next goal is to, I think, get the next license at 34.6, which I think we can do. I think we could probably do that. We got $3,000. I don't know if we'll get it done today, but I think we got this. I think we got this. Everything in the world is bigger than you, just saying. Yeah, well, me? Yes, but yeah, Aerith's character arc is about learning that and having like a greater destiny beyond what maybe she wants for her life, and coming to accept that that's what she needs to do. And that's all well and good, but if you don't start as an immature character, then you're not going through a character arc. You're not developing as a character. But to just completely deny, like, for some reason, there's a group of people that just thinks that Aerith is perfect 100% of the time, all the time, and that's just bizarre to me. Because there are characters that are like that. There are characters that are part of series that don't go through a character arc, that are already fully manifested characters at the beginning and to the end of the series that they're in. So, for example, Toph from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Toph does not go through a character arc. Toph is who she is. She overcomes challenges, but she does not change as a character. She remains the same. Even when you see her in Legend of Korra, she has not changed. She became a mother, and she still did not change to potentially her family's detriment, right? But that's a part of the story that we didn't get to see. But Toph does not change from the time you meet her in Avatar The Last Airbender to the end of Avatar The Last Airbender. So she doesn't go through a character arc. She doesn't change. That is not the same for Aerith. When you first meet Aerith, the second time she ever speaks to Cloud, she lies to him. The first thing she does is lie. So she sells you the flower, and then the next time you see her is when Cloud falls from the plate and falls through the ceiling of the church. And she tells him that the flowers only grow here in the church for some reason. And then she takes you to her house, which is surrounded by flowers and fresh water and sunlight in the Sector 5 slums, which is the slummiest slum in Midgar as far as you, the player, are made aware. So, I don't understand. Like, she's immature. Like, you see, even in Remake, you see Aerith doing charity work, right? And and that's great and good for her. She is certainly a kind person, or is intending to do good things. But she has access to soil that can produce fresh water, fresh air, and sunlight, and she does not share that with the Sector 5 people who live there. That is not something she does. Now, whether that is because she didn't think to do it, whether it's because there are other factors in play that we don't know about that is stopping her, like maybe the Turks in some capacity, she isn't even trying. Like, she hasn't even considered it. That is because she is immature. She regularly runs off or runs ahead of things that she doesn't understand and doesn't comprehend the danger for, because she is immature. And that doesn't make her a bad person. It doesn't make her a bad character. But to pretend that she doesn't or isn't is just doesn't do her character any service. And that's, to me, absolutely bizarre. Like, I don't, why would you, if you like a character, you would think that you would understand their plight and understand or care about, what they go through as a character. So the whole thing is just bizarre to me, and I'm just like, why are you angry? Like, I'm not insulting the character, she's just immature, and that's fine. Characters grow, that's the point. They're not supposed to be perfect when you meet them, and part of the tragedy of Aerith's character, because, spoiler alert, she fucking dies, is because she doesn't actually get to fulfill, what she wants, and one of my prices is wrong. How dare there be pennies in my Mert Mart! Cursed. Oh, what is it? What's the thing? Hold on, it's hard for me to see. It might be the pizza. I don't know. I'll have to see it when I go. I'll fix it tomorrow. Yeah. Welcome, Just Cruising. What up? A character doesn't have to be perfect for you to fall in love with them. And a character doesn't have to be perfect to be, in every single scenario, to be a good character. I don't, in fact, I would probably suggest that for storytelling purposes, they ought generally not to be. Oh no, your blood pressure. Oh, rough. Well, welcome to Mert Mart, where, surely it will be chill here. I'm on the till today. Because we had a ton of customers really early. Like, the checkout lines were full at 5. I don't know what's going on. 60, 1, 2... I'm out here picking up the slack. These slackers. You slacker McFly. Part of what makes things good and interesting is that they aren't perfect, is what I'm kind of getting at. For obvious reasons. Like, I don't... It's weird to me. Somebody was just like, well, when did Aerith ever put anybody in danger? She put herself in danger. It's like, well, she also put herself in danger, yes. But do I really need to explain that, if somebody who is part of a team is their main healer, without communicating to the rest of the team, decides to leave the party while nobody is looking, and put their party down their healer, and then that party then has to rush to go and save her, dumbass. That is reckless and putting other people in danger. So I guess admittedly the person actually did admit that I was correct. So they agree. And then they were just like, but what if Tifa? Like they clearly agreed. So it's like, it's very bizarre to me. It's so weird. And then there's like, well, what about Tifa? And it's like, what about Tifa? Like, well, she's forcing poor people to buy things from her. What? What are you talking about? Tifa does not have access to clean air, clean water, and usable soil. I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, are you suggesting that Aerith, or that Tifa knew about Aerith's little Shinra-protected nook in the slums that had access to all this stuff? Like, what are you saying? That doesn't make any sense. And like, so what about Tifa? We're talking about Aerith right now. Weirdo. 1350. 820. 420. Where's Al? I gotta talk to Al about this. Al knows. What is using a penny? Alright, we gotta go through this and find out where the penny is. Where are you, Penny? Damn it. Gotta be in here somewhere. I'm just talking about an interaction I was having on Twitter before I went live, with people who are weirdly... They're obsessed with a character from Final Fantasy VII, but in a way that they don't actually seem to like the character that they're obsessing over. Like, they talk about how much they love her, but they have, like, zero understanding of her at all, and they just need her to be fucking perfect about everything all the time, and it's like, she's not. Watch me get lambasted when people find out I actually don't like Aerith at all. I think she's a good storytelling character. Like, she tells stories. Like, she's a good character in the game, but I don't think she's a good person. Like, I think she's selfish. I think she's reckless. I think she's a lying liar who lies, and I think she's underhanded and manipulative. Does that make her a bad character? No. Does it make her a good person? No, absolutely not. Does it make her a pseudo-villain? Maybe. Okay, where's there's gotta be something in here that's, here it is, found it. It was the wine. The wine was wrong. There. Fixed. I did it. Are you proud of me, Mom? Yep, 1224. It was the wine. It has been fixed. Oh, God, Jesus. Fuck. Alright, let's go see if our, the things that we threw on the shelf are gone now. Dem. See if we can get rid of this. Shit. Close, but no cigar. That's okay, we can just do this. That'll do. Don't do it. I see you. Don't do it. And the next one is this, I think this is orange drink. No. What is this? Hold on. What are you? Yeah, it is the orange drink. Which is that one. There we go. So that one's fixed. What else did we throw on a shelf? There was one other thing, right? You guys remember what it was? Ah, fuck. I already forget. I'm trying to remember where there was an empty shelf. We did those two. Not there. God, what did I do? I had an overflow spot. I don't know. I'll find it eventually, probably. Allegedly. It'll be fine. There's an elf on the shelf, except now it's a goblin. Right? Right? That's true. It's odd to me that people get like caustically attached to fictional characters in like really unhealthy ways, where they just get angry if anybody thinks that the character that they care about has a flaw, as if that's a bad thing. Like, it's not bad that Aerith is immature. It makes sense. She's young. She's been sheltered. She's been through some considerable trauma. It makes sense that she is a little bit immature. Like, it's not a bad thing. It's okay. Not shitting on your... Well, what about Tifa? What about her? Tifa's immature too. Okay. I mean, I disagree, but sure. If that's... In what way? We can have a conversation about these people cannot have a conversation. Not capable. Relax, people, it's a game. Like, I understand people getting passionate and getting, like, into something, and I'm totally down for that. I'm totally down to, like, argue and have, like, fun, goofy fucking arguments about things that ultimately don't matter. Right? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. If like, you think that Cloud and Tifa, or Cloud and Aerith, or Cloud and Barret are the best relationships in Final Fantasy VII, that's fine. Like, it's okay. You can, at the end of the day, you can have that. And arguing about it can be fun. But when you're arguing about it and you're not having fun, maybe you're the problem. Like, if you're getting personally offended because somebody thinks a character you like is immature, especially if they can clarify their reasons. I understand people being frustrated when somebody makes some, like, bold-faced claim or statement or has some, like, opinion that they can't, like, they have no reason or justification for, and it's just like, well, you're just being an annoying piece of shit. And it's like, okay, well, that person might just be trolling, right? And I get being frustrated by that when you're trying to engage in a reasonable conversation, but, like, come on. Come on now. I gave good reasons. I have good reasons why I think Aerith is immature. Let me tell you how I really feel about the character. Shit. I don't think people who like Aerith would be able to handle my TED Talk essay about how she's actually a horrible human being and a Machiavellian monster. But it's mostly just a fun fan theory. Like, I'm not gonna, I still think it's a good game. I still think the game is entertaining. It's a hyperbolic, like, thought experiment. It's not to be taken personally. And, like, that's what stories are for. Stories are for expressing and, like, exploring different ideas in a space that that isn't harmful. Love the Horizon games, and it annoys me that they made Owlie gay, because no strong, smart, independent woman could possibly be straight. But I'm not gonna go blow someone up over it. Sheesh, it's a game, it's fun, just relax and enjoy. Yeah, I mean, like, some people just will not interpret a character one way or another, right? Like, does a character being gay actually change anything in their gameplay or story? And I think in some cases it will, and in some cases it won't, right? Sometimes that is very plot relevant, or very relevant to the character arc. And that's fine, and that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. And sometimes you'll have a character who is being gay just because they're being shoehorned in. And I don't think anybody likes that. Like, nobody likes shoehorned in half-assed characters. Oh, it was the sugar. There it is right there. Alright, I knew I would find it. I'm just gonna put this back over on that other shelf. And do that. There we go. Does that mean all gay characters are shoehorned? No, of course not. Some are very, like, well written and well established, but having a poorly written gay character doesn't justify never having gay people, right? Because that's a jump that people make, and that's insane. Like, if that were what we expected, that as soon as there was a character that was written or expressed poorly in media, therefore we didn't have a character of that sexuality anymore, there would never be any straight people in media. Because there's a lot of poorly written straight characters that exist. Like, a lot. For some, it's very relevant, and you can imagine what's-his-face from Will and Grace not being gay and acting the way he does. Yeah, that would almost be like a homophobic caricature if that were the case, right? Absolutely. And, like, some people are going to resonate with a gay character, and some people won't, and some people will resonate more or less. And sometimes being gay will have nothing to do with it, and sometimes being gay will have something to do with it. And that's okay. Like, those are all fine. That is acceptable. These terms are acceptable. Like, it's a non-issue, for the most part. Mostly people just being angry for not really any good reason. There we go. Yeah, that would be insulting. Yeah, absolutely. And, like, I don't think shoehorning characters in is a good idea, but I think well-written, established, and, like, story-relevant facts about a character matter. So, like, Ciri being gay. Ciri has been gay bi for years. And people are only mad about it now. Because they, I guess, weren't paying close enough attention to notice. And, like, if you didn't notice, then it's obviously not being shoved down your throat, is it? You know what I mean? So, Ciri from The Witcher. Geralt's daughter from The Witcher 3, who is now the main character for The Witcher 4, is bi. Yeah, not Ciri like Apple Ciri. Like, a character's sexuality is only sometimes going to... Yeah, if you didn't notice, why is it suddenly relevant? Yeah, because some people care about it. Like, it's a little bit silly. It's a little bit silly. And again, I also don't have a problem with people's like shipping characters. Like if you ship Barrett and Cloud, I don't have an issue with you. I might have an issue with you if you start being an asshole and trying to run around and claim that your ship is canon and that everybody else who interpreted or played the game is an idiot and they're wrong and they're stupid liars because you're like, Cloud and Barrett aren't a canon. It's like, why would you, like, what are you talking about? What are you on? Like, I love the Tifa Sephiroth ship. Like, that's a great ship. I have canon couples that I absolutely despise. I've talked about this before. Like, I think Orihime and Ichigo is a terrible canon couple. But I don't run around and say that they're not canon. They are canon. It doesn't hurt my feelings that that's the direction the story took. Like, I'm not that, it's not that deep, bro. One of the most beloved anime couples, Hinata and Naruto, I don't like. Sakura and Sasuke, I don't like. I think Naruto should be with Ramen Girl, and I think Hinata should be with, Sasuke. And I have a whole essay I could write and tell you about why I think this. And like, it's not a big deal. It's really not a problem. Like, but I'm not gonna run around and say, like, tell everybody else who likes Naruto and Hinata that they're wrong. I still think they're cute. They're just not what I would choose. They're not what I would write. And if you're gonna ask me where I think Sakura should be and who she should be with, she shouldn't be with anybody. She should be dead, as far as I'm concerned, and she should have died during the tuning exams. But, you know, that's a conversation for another day. I don't like Sonic and Amy. I don't think they're a good couple. I think Amy has become a better character, though, over time, so I've become a little bit more accepting of it. But it's just like my fucking opinion, dude. It's not the end of the world. You just see how mad people get with me when I say that Dragon Ball has a major problem with women and the way it treats women in their series. I have a lot of, like, fucking hot takes that will make everybody fucking mad. And sometimes I keep them to myself. And sometimes I don't. And sometimes it's fun to poke the bear. There are people that ship, like, some of the weirdest, cracked-ass, like, nonsense I've ever seen in my life. And, like, I'm here for that. I'm like, yeah, you go, hon. You enjoy. Make your fan art. Hell yeah. You've got gay porn that you've drawn with the Arbiter and Master Chief? More power to you. Why not? Master Chief's the bottom. Like, it's fine. In League of Legends, there's an alternate universe skin line, which is the Pulsefire skin line, where Ezreal and Echo are an on-again, off-again, will they, won't they couple. Two gay boys. Like, it's... Am I gonna stop playing League of Legends? No. Does their sexuality matter to this story and the canon of League of Legends? Sometimes. But having the concept that characters could have a different sexuality in different universes makes sense to me. Like, that seems reasonable. I don't know why that wouldn't seem reasonable to people. There are some canon couples that I think are very much, these two are together in every universe. So a good example of this would be Natsu and Lucy from Fairy Tail. In every universe, Gray and Juvea. like the fairy tale characters are very much, when they are a couple, and they will be in every universe. And that's part of the lore of the world. That's part of the story that happens. That's part of the character exploration, right? So like, Gajil and Levi and Gray and Juvea and as I already said, Natsu and Lucy and the Erza and Jalal. So, like, and you have stories that are written that way, and they're written that way on purpose. Cloud and Tifa is one of them. In every universe, and they've gone through alternate universes and done that, and they've established that Cloud and Tifa are going to end up together as Cloud and Tifa in every universe. And like, that does not mean you can't have your ship. Like, that doesn't mean you can't have fun and explore different options and write fan fiction and do art. Like, why are you mad? Ooh, I haven't had to speed them up today. Oh yeah, we're good. They're good. They're fine. That's why you freaking love Mass Effect. You get to choose sort of whether your character wants to be gray, straight, or in a relationship or at all. Yeah, wow, having more options. Imagine that. What a world. And like, it works on a character like Shepard because Commander Shepard is a projection character. Like, you're supposed to project what you want this character to be like onto the character. That's why I really like the indoctrination theory or Mass Effect 3. But like you have options, right? You can pick and you can choose, and your character could be bi, and your character could be straight, or your character could be gay. It doesn't matter. I mean, bi is gay, but whatever. You know what I mean? And then you have games where that's not really an option. So like Link from Legend of Zelda. As much as I personally love Sidon, Link is not going to end up with Sidon. Is that going to stop me from making gay fishy fan art? Absolutely not. But am I gonna run around under every post or fan art of Zelda and Link together and talk about how Sidon and Link are actually canon? No, that would be insane. Why would anybody do that? What kind of fucking psycho-ass, parasocial fucking media illiteracy world are we living in? One of my favorite sketches that I've done that I haven't painted and I should absolutely paint is like an implied three-way between Link, Sidon, and Mipha. I would like to remind you that Mipha and Sidon are brother and sister. Like... Does that mean that I think that brothers and sisters should be getting it on in real life? No. It means that I think it's some cool art. And it's fun. Good God. Fucking weirdos. Nothing like fictional incest, I guess. Yeah, exactly. Listen, it's just implied, alright? Listen, it's just a goof. Like, it's just for funsies. Like, you don't have to be so serious about it. The amount of fan art of Cloud and Sephiroth out there is, like, and, like, straight porn is, like, goddamn. There's a lot. Like, a lot. Like, a ton. And, like, some of it's really good. Like, some of it's really well written, and some of it's really, like, you'll get invested, and some of the art is absolutely gorgeous. Does that mean that they think it's canon? No. And they're gonna run around and ruin everybody else's day by saying that it's canon and just being dicks about it? No. Certain movies are to be believed stepmoms are always hot and always into stepmoms. Step anything. Oh, step bro, what are you doing? Wonderful. I get 0 points. So sad. I get 0 points because I'm at max. I can't get any more points. I have all the points. Every point belongs to me. There we go. I fixed it. Escapism doesn't need to be real, and often it isn't, otherwise it would not be escapism. Right, yeah, it doesn't have to be real. It also doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to involve real shit, you know what I mean? Like, so, for example, again, I don't think people shouldn't have fun shipping Cloud and Aerith. I do find the people who ship Cloud and Aerith are some of the most annoying fucking people who ignore the shit out of, like, obvious character beats. But that's not that definitely hashtag not all Clariths. You know what I mean? Like, some people are just having fun with it. Good, do that. Does that mean you have to be a dick to other people? Like, one of the things that I find, like, so caustic about, like, the Cloud Aerith groups online is that they cannot enjoy their ship. And they cannot enjoy their ship unless they are shitting on other characters and other ships. And, like, you shouldn't have to do that. Like, if you're having fun, you shouldn't have to shit on other people. And the only reason you're shitting on other people is because you're clearly not having fun. You know what I mean? Just lonely online bullies. Yeah, it do kind of be like that. Okay. Dapper just sent me something. I tweeted at Dapper today. I sent him somebody had posted a video of Candace Owens. And Candace Owens saying that dinosaurs are a psyop, basically. He might not be friends with me anymore after that. Oh, are they done putting stuff on the shelves already? Nah, no way they can't be done already. Oh yeah, listen, you can be a justifiable asshole. You know what I mean? Like, being a dick is all about just choosing your targets. Like, pick your battles, you know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna be an asshole, you can absolutely be a justified asshole. So you just gotta make sure that your justification for being a dick is viable. So as long as your justification's viable, you're good to go. Like, please continue. Go on. Go off, queen. I mean, like, as long as you can communicate and you're not, like, overdoing it. Because, like, again, if you start overdoing it, you're no longer justified in doing whatever you're doing and being an asshole. So, like, when we talk about, like haters, right? A lot of times, haters aren't justified. So, and that's why they're called haters. Some are justified, and usually that's just called criticism. Yeah, do it. We're back to the paradox of tolerance. Like, you don't tolerate the intolerant. You don't negotiate with terrorists. If somebody is being a harmful douchebag, then you're well within your rights to point it out that they're being a harmful douchebag and maybe being a little bit mean to them because they're a douchebag. I have no qualms about people being mean to bullies. Like, why would I? Why would I take issue with that? It literally makes no sense. It makes no sense for me to take issue with somebody being mean, like being not the nicest to a bully ever. Like, why wouldn't you be? Why would you be nice to a bully? They're a bully. I wouldn't tell people to tolerate the intolerant. Bullies are intolerant by definition. So if I tell you to not like that I don't think that you should be tolerant of intolerant people, it would be weird for me to say, well, but then you should tolerate their behavior and be nice to them. Because being nice to them is tolerating their behavior. I mean, there is the whole kill them with kindness thing, and like that's a thing, that's a tactic. You could do that thing, but you have to know what you're doing, because it's really hard to do that if you're and not accidentally just enable the behavior. So you like if you're gonna go that route, you really do need to know what you're doing. And I don't think that's I think a lot of people do that and make the mistake of not knowing how to do it right. Well, you know, we should let everybody have their say, and everybody should be allowed to come up here and speak on their truth and the matter. And it's like, no, I disagree. Not everybody deserves to have the space. And that is specifically because they abuse the space. So as soon as if you have a tool and you abuse that tool, you don't get to play with the tool anymore. If you have a toy hammer and you start hitting other children with the toy hammer, you're not allowed to play with the toy hammer anymore. No, they fucking should not. Yeah, right, exactly. But you have to make sure that you understand how to navigate those scenarios. Like, how do you recognize, what is your criteria for recognizing when somebody is problematic and when somebody is a bully? Because it can't just be because, oh, they said a mean thing to me. If they're saying mean things to you a lot and being rude dickbags, then yeah, sure. But if they just like, oh, well, I think you're an asshole. Okay, well, alright. Fine, I guess. Dropped an in case and point screenshot in my DMs. Alright, hold on, I'll pull it up in a second. Oh, they're putting stuff away now. Okay, great. Cool. Now I can do my real job. Let me get this, and then I'll go look. Are they not putting stuff away? I thought they started putting stuff away. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure this won't come back to bite me in the ass immediately. Oh boy. I think we need that. I don't think I ordered that yet. There we go. That should be good. Let's let them finish. And I will go and check this Twitter DM. Yeah, the person is still going off. The Clarith person is still going off. I'm live, so I'm not answering. Okay, can I read this? Just cruising, can I read this on stream? Do you care? Okay. So Just Cruisin' said, that would be because the idea of chemtrails is so f***ing R-slur. So, yeah, okay, so as soon as you start throwing around the word retarded, you're gonna end up, you might end up in trouble. Even Trump refuses to embarrass himself by talking about it, so yes, you're wrong. Can't you make a point without being a dick? Sure, but I've made an exception for you. You're a fucking waste of time. # blocked. So, like, here's the thing, right? And, like, it has to do with language. And it's one of those things where I do not like to tell people what terms they can and cannot use. It is not my place to tell people that they should not use, like, the N-word. Because, like, and I mean specific people. I don't mean, like, nobody. If somebody's being obviously racist, then they're being obviously racist, and you can tell them to fuck off. Right? So if somebody's being obviously ableist, then you can tell them to fuck off. I don't think the way terms and words are used is exclusive. So, like, I wouldn't want to, like, tell generic minority to not use the N-word. You know what I mean? Because it is very much culturally relevant for him. It doesn't mean that I am going to use the word, right? So I try to avoid the R slur, which I'm not big on that one. But the reason that I try to make sure that, like, what I say is easily understood. And if I use a term that people associate in a way that I don't intend, more often than not, then I tend to not use the term. Does that make sense? Because then I'm wasting my time explaining the usage of the term, why I'm using it and what I intend, instead of having the conversation. It ends up being a giant detraction. So I tend to try to avoid terms like that just because it's impractical. I'm a very pragmatic person. Just like how I'm not going to stop Rez from using the R slur, and I'm not going to stop Rez from using the R slur because he's like, no, that's me. I fall into the category. So just like how I'm not going to tell a black person whether or not they can use the N-word, I'm not going to tell somebody who has disabilities that they can't use the R word, right? Polysemous is a thing in context also, makes words more or less acceptable, and even the setting. Yeah, I think that matters as well. I think we were 15 back and forth deep by that point, and the amount of goalpost shifting she was deploying kind of ticked you off. Up until then, I'd actually been quite polite with her. Yeah, I mean, that's a tactic, right? There's a tactic about, like, a rhetorical tactic that is based around irritating the other person, so they snap and start, like, being irritated, right? Or they start, like, so they can therefore dismiss everything you've said because you used a word they don't like or you were mean to them. Right? So, and, like, again, it depends on what your goal is in the conversation, right? Is your goal to educate somebody? Is your goal to have a conversation? Or is your goal to be shitposting with flat earthers? You know what I mean? Flat earthers are also a little bit of a unique group as well because, like, a lot of them do have, like, a cognitive issue. And I don't mean to say that they're like incapable or, well, I do. I mean to say that they're incapable, but about something specific. And the cognitive issue tends to be with relative size and geometry. So, like, because this is a real thing that people can struggle with, understanding the size of things. And I find that every flat earther I've ever spoken to, or any flat earther that I've ever watched, struggles to understand size and scale and scope. Goal was to educate. Yeah, chemtrails. Yeah, some conspiracy theories are just a special kind of stupid. And, like, I don't... Again, as much as I might encourage people not to use certain terminology, I'm not gonna condemn people for using certain terminology unless it is, you know, obviously problematic for other reasons. I know people that do, and I know people that are strict about that, about, like, who they follow and who their inner circles are. And I think that's fine to do as well. You know what I mean? Like, I think people are allowed to make that choice about being like, well, I don't want to associate with this person because they use this language despite all these reasons why I don't think they should use this language. And I think I think it would be effective to have conversations with people about that kind of thing, particularly if they're, like, your close friend, and then make decisions from there. Like, I have people in my life that I remain in contact with and I talk to that I have disagreements on about things that and who say things that I would consider or other people might consider like transphobic or something like that. But those people who have those ideas and those people that I talk to that have these ideas are able to have a conversation about it, and I am able to change their mind in some cases. Or at least change their mind, maybe not about trans people on a whole, but maybe change their mind about this piece of information or this piece of propaganda that they're spreading around. So at least that's one thing, right? And those one things build up over a long period of time, particularly when they're not like bad people, when there are people who just believe wrong things and so come to wrong conclusions and bad information. You can correct the bad information, particularly if they're not like going out of their way to be bad to trans people or bad to gay people or bad to people with disabilities, right? And you can, there's an opportunity there to converse and educate and do better. And I think we don't, and again, I don't like espouse this. This isn't something that I do online. I'm not sitting around enabling bad behavior on the internet, right, as part of my shows or anything like that. These are like my private relationships. Because I treat my private relationships a little bit differently than I do my online ones. Because online is about what's being projected out into the world, whereas in private it's a little bit more about like people that I care about, people that I find interesting, people that matter to me having wrong ideas and being able to converse and correct. And you know, sometimes they can correct me about something, sometimes I'm correcting them about something. And so for an overall good of at least my immediate area, at least with that intention in mind. So it really just depends, right? And like people are more complicated than that. So I think it's silly. And I think online we have a really bad habit of just not enabling space for people to grow and for people to change. And I was talking about this with Jeff a little bit. We touched on it yesterday. Where it's like, are you going to rag on people forever? I'm like, no, probably not. And like, you can kind of take wins where you can get them sometimes. And like, sometimes they might not be big wins, and sometimes they might not, they might feel kind of hollow, but sometimes, like, you know what, you just take what you can get. And like, and the little things build up, right? And like, to be honest, if somebody makes a change, and even if it's not like that substantial of a change, at least it's something, and sometimes it needs to be applauded. For example, so like the other day I was having a conversation talking about Mitch McConnell, right? And how Mitch McConnell was saying it was ridiculous to get rid of the polio vaccine. And somebody had said, well, I mean, at least, like, I think we should applaud him for saying the right thing. And I'm like, I don't know about that. And we got into conversation about it. And I was like, okay, well, first off, this is the bare bones minimum. And I think it ought to be treated as the bare bones minimum. I think it's fine to acknowledge it, but I do not think that that means that acknowledgement that he did the one right bare bones minimum thing of saying that he's against this. I don't think we should applaud him until he does something about it. If he does something about it, then we can talk about what he did and why what he did was a good thing, and then maybe that can encourage other Republicans or people on that side of the fence to do something positive, right? Great. Then that gives us something with meat. That's something we can work with. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't think you should applaud a politician for just saying a thing. Like, I don't think that's enough. And particularly somebody as ghoulish as Mitch McConnell. Certainly saying one good thing does not undo or justify all of the absolute negatives that he has done, And particularly with Mitch McConnell being a little bit of a unique case, where Mitch McConnell is literally the kind of person that is like, the reason we even have this problem in the first place is because of Mitch McConnell and people like Mitch McConnell. So it's kind of like, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, sure, you could be like, well, at least he did this thing, and everyone's gonna be like, yay, great, he, fantastic. Can he now focus on all of these other things? That'd be wonderful. It's about acknowledging what is it, because I don't think that's a change either. I really don't think you could point that out as a change to Mitch McConnell and like his tactics and what Mitch McConnell does. You know what I mean? You would need more than just him saying one thing one time. I never turn on the storage room light. Never ever, not even once. I don't spend a whole lot of time in the storage room, so I just never turn the light on. But I mean, these things are complicated, regardless. And like, but I tweeted out like, so this person agrees with me that Aerith was immature about this one thing and put the group in danger in this one thing. And then they responded with, no, I didn't. It's like, okay. Alright, sure, Jan. Very funny. I hope I get a chance to talk with Letty about it at some point, because fuck, dude. Funny. Funny AF. Mert Mart. Alright, are you done? Good. Fantastic. Get out of my store. Yippee! Just having conversations are difficult, so they're really it's a thing that's not really for everyone, but everybody does it. You know what I mean? Having conversations is not a thing for everybody, but everybody does it, particularly on social media. Social media has made conversations like a very common and very necessary part of people's experience. And we're not real, and I find people are not very well practiced. Because it's something that they're not really taught to do. You know what I mean? Motherfucker. Yeah, honestly, it's one of the reasons why I like doing the philosophy show, because the philosophy show should help. Like, it really, like, a lot of what we talk about on the philosophy show should, if you're able to take what we're talking about and apply it, you should be able to get a lot done. And I just really think that philosophy needs to be taught in school at an earlier age. Most of the time, philosophy doesn't start until university, or like an elective course in high school. And like, that's a problem. That's no bueno. Super duper not good. Oh, Jesus. That was my phone buzzing. Probably yelling at me because it's almost out of power. Again. As usual. But, like, philosophy is very much a life skill, and it should really be... You'd be better off learning a little bit less of every subject and some philosophy. Ah! There we go. 3 more work days this year. Damn! Happy holidays, happy holidays, happy holidays, happy holidays. Na 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 na. Happy holidays to you. God damn, my stream is dated now. Ugh. Like, I could talk about Final Fantasy stuff forever, though. Particularly Final Fantasy VII. Like, that game's got so much in it. Seriously, I don't understand what it is about Aerith, though. People have, like, this idea of who she is in their head, and they don't actually pay attention to what she does or what she says. D&D done, now time for some Mert Mart. Man, I'm gonna get done Mert Mart and go play some D&D. Hell yeah, let's go. Yeah, sorry, you just missed my entire rant about, fucking people who like Aerith, the character, who just don't pay any attention to her, and they're mad at me. I made them mad at me because I said she was immature. Wait till I tell them how I really feel. What was between Christmas and New Year's? Nice. Nice. Would it go over your head? Damn. Man. Where's Letty? Son of a bitch. I have given up so far. Well, I got sick. And I was taking a little bit of a break and trying to stream a little bit less over the holiday season. I'm probably gonna go back to it and try and finish it out. But fuck, dude. Like, no, nobody fucking listens. Nobody fucking cares. I'm fucking sit there listening and talking about it, and nobody fucking, and it, like, it doesn't matter. Let's look up what tariffs are after the fact. Like, ah, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, it's disheartening, man. It's a disheartening grind. I do need to finish it, though. I really should. I'll finish it out in the new year. I'm still trying to fix my sleep schedule. I woke up at like 2 in the afternoon today. Ugh. I almost want to torture myself with it just for the sake of completionism. Like, just so it's done, and then be like, listen, I did the whole thing. I did the whole thing on stream. I never want to hear about this again. I do think a lot of people also weren't reading it because they didn't want to suffer through it, and me reading it allowed them to know what was in it, so they didn't have to do it. So I'm just out here suffering for people, like, on your behalf. One thing that I really don't like about conversations about words, by the way, this one thing, it drives me crazy. So, like, obviously it would be problematic for me to use the N-word, right? But, and I love starting this conversation like this because it immediately puts everybody on edge. But, it really, really, really is a pet peeve of mine, and it really, really, really annoys me when you're trying to have a conversation about words that you're not allowed to use the word that you're trying to talk about. Like, that annoys me. I'm obviously my annoyance at this scenario and the inconvenience of the way this current setup is not going to mean that I am going to start saying the N-word if I'm talking about the N-word. It just means I personally find it irritating and childish. Like, I feel like we should be allowed to be adults about this, but we're not. And we're not allowed to have nice things because people are fucking stupid and awful, and I hate it, and it drives me crazy. I'm not digging holes to prove you wrong. Okay, yeah, but would you dig a hole to prove yourself right? I feel like that's the answer to that one. Especially when you talk about the P word and the R word when there are options. Yeah, it's very, I find it detrimental to conversation. I find it detrimental to like making progress in I find it childish and immature. I find it irritating, and I find it the opposite. I feel like it feeds into the problem instead of fixing it, instead of helping to fix it. And I feel like it puts a major emphasis and focus on the wrong thing instead of what the focus should be on progress and making people be better and less bigoted and less racist. And I think shying away in conversation in that way only enables bad behavior instead, and enables racist behavior instead of, and it exemplifies racist behavior instead of assisting and trying to make it better. But that's just my opinion. That's just how I feel about it. And I've had lots of conversations about this before in the past. I feel this way about every slur. That's why, like, the F word for gay, the bad F word for gay person is like kind of arbitrary. Like, some people are down with it and some people aren't, and it's just like some people are allowed to say it and some people aren't. And, like, I like that as a meme. Like, I think that's funny. But if you're trying to have a conversation about terms and why they are problematic and why they're not problematic, or why some people can and some people can't, and what the context is around those social structures, not being able to use the word when you're speaking about these terms in an academic setting is crazy to me. Like, it drives me nuts. It drives me up the wall. I'm just like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why? Why? Because it just makes life more difficult for everybody involved. It doesn't make anything better for anybody. And again, like I said, childish and immature. I just don't believe that the people who are the vulnerable people in this situation are so weak that they need to be defended, and like their ears need to be covered, or they're going to be like, I just don't believe that people are that weak. I don't think that people who suffer from these slurs are going to be so helpless that they can't listen to when listening to an academic speak on those terms and how they're utilized and how to like navigate those things that they can't hear the word. I just think that's honestly I think that's racist. But or ableist or homophobic or transphobic depending on which slur you're happening to use at the time. Misogynist, because there's slurs for women as well. Like, one person the other day was trying to offend me by calling me a dumb broad, and I'm like, what this is the 1920s? Yes! See? You see here? I was like, what the fuck's happening? Huh? The fuck's going on? Hey, Landon. Welcome. F-word also has multiple meanings here in the UK, especially in Wales. It can also be a meatball made with mutton. I mean, that sounds pretty good. Did they finish the insult with C? I wish they did. They didn't. That would have been funny. That's one of my favorite, because comedy is also its own, like, world, right? Hold on, I'm gonna piss off this Clarith fan a little bit more. Let me get a better screenshot. What's the word I want to use here? It's always one thing that I notice that happens a lot, always when people start losing an argument, is they fall back to semantics. And instead of being like, oh, yeah, no, that's, maybe I wasn't clear, that's not what I meant this. Because they can't do that, because that would be, that would be too honest. They can't do that thing. They can't, because they're not having an honest conversation to begin with. They can't just be like, oh, I wasn't clear about that. Or, sorry, that's not quite what I meant this. Instead, they get defensive, and then they start going into semantics. And they go into semantics because they don't actually have an argument. I think that there's a time and place to discuss semantics, to be clear. I don't mind discussions about semantics. I don't mind discussions about language. I don't like arguments devolving into semantic arguments. Because I think that does a disservice to the conversations that can be had around language and how we speak. Right? So, like, let's take, for example, off the top of my head, you know, apropos of nothing, lack theism. The atheists of atheist, I just don't believe it. I don't believe that no God exists. I just, you know what I mean? Like, That's semantics. It's semantics. It's like having a conversation about why you might use one definition or another, and if there is a better definition to use in different circumstances, is a great conversation. Just talking about that two different definitions exist and nuh-uh, no they don't, or uh-huh, yes there are, but your definition isn't valid, isn't a conversation. You're not getting anywhere, you're circle jerking. If you want to progress the conversation, you need to talk about, okay, well, we can both acknowledge that these terms exist, yes, for the sake of argument. Cool. Which one should we use? And, like, that will matter contextually. Well, it depends. Who are you talking to? What is the conversation about? Is this definition useful? And if we find that the definition is more confusing than not, maybe we shouldn't use it. This is the same reason why I tend not to use the R word, because it's going to confuse people and distract from the point I am trying to make, rather than be helpful. Idea for a new section. Book Nook. Ooh, since you're gonna fill the one that fills them, it'd be quicker than Ghosty Boys doing it all the way over there. I do like Book Nook. Book Nook is pretty good. We'll have to buy a sign. I can't buy a sign right now because it's after 9 p.m. So we'll have to wait to buy a sign. And again, a lot of this is just like my opinion and just my experience. That's liable to change. It's like watching the flat earthers changing their definition of the word flat with everyone going to Antarctica this weekend. Yeah, but their definition of flat was nonsensical to begin with anyway. I had a guy that tried to go into semantics about the word threat. I was like, so somebody said, oh no, I want to rape people. And I was just like, so that's a threat, right? Like, that's a threat? We're taking this as a threat? And somebody was like, oh my god, you idiot. And they called me the R slur. That's not a threat. I'm like, okay, define it. What is a threat then? Clearly I'm too stupid to know, so tell me what a threat is. And then they spent 2 days trying not to define the word threat. I'm like, I can't possibly know if I'm wrong by, like, the way you're using it if you can't tell me how you're using the word. Like... What are you talking about? What is this insanity that I'm witnessing? And they're like, I already proved you wrong. You're not even funny anymore. I'm like, sure. How do you possibly prove somebody wrong if you can't even define the term that you're trying to prove anything about? Like, it's fucking... Swear to God, some people's kids. I don't know, man. Speaking of semantics and being offended, a little preliminary bird told me that clown is so offended the block, has so offended the block about wanting to become the 51st U.S. state that they are privately endorsing the plan to have Quebec also shut off power along with Ontario to the United States should Trump impose tariffs. The tariffs that Trump is threatening. Oh my god. Oh my god, if that happens, holy shit. Holy fuck. That's intense. Oh no, it's winter time. That's gonna kill people. Okay, I may be wrong, but can somebody please refresh my, my knowledge here about cutting off power to civilians during wartime being against the Geneva Convention? I think that might be a war crime. Now, it wouldn't be a war crime in this case, because first off, not at war, and second off, not selling isn't turning their power off, that's just choosing not to sell, and you're allowed to pick and choose who you're allowed to sell to, like countries aren't obligated to sell to other countries, right? So, you know, there's that. So, but besides that, though, is that not like a war crime to cut off power to civilians? Am I cutting off isn't a wartime? Deliberately attacking civilian infrastructure is. Okay, thank you. All right, I wasn't sure. That's why I needed the refresher. I'm like, I know there's something about that. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I figured I was getting it wrong. All right, we're at 20 grand. We're doing good. Doing the prices from the computer is like 100 times easier, but a little bit less fun. But that's okay, because I'm still trying to be a little easier on my own. 765, 2205. There are no pennies at Mert Mart. The penny has been rejected. Double check our bills. Get rid of these. Nice. We doing good. Yeah, that's a big deal. That's a lot of power. Quebec and Ontario combined, shutting off power to America would be absolutely savage. I heard there was another call for Trudeau to retire, step down. What's the word? I forget. Resign. That's the word I was looking for. There's another call for him to resign. Honestly, with how desperate people, like the opposing party seems to be to get him to resign, it makes me think that he kind of shouldn't, just because clearly that's what they want. On the other hand, I do think he should start introducing people to his predecessor. Whoever is going to come after Trudeau should be being introduced this year, I hope. I think that would be smart. It might be too late to introduce them now for the next election, but I do think introducing them now would be good for the party. In my opinion. However, if said infrastructure is being used militarily, then it's not deemed a war crime. It's a foggy area. I see. That makes sense. Understood. I think one of the main problems with if Trudeau was to step down now and have somebody else, the new person wouldn't have enough notoriety, and name notoriety means a lot in politics. Like, people knowing who you are means a lot in politics, even if those things are bad. Like, take Trump, for example. People know Trump's name, and knowing his name meant a lot, as opposed to voting for somebody they didn't know. People will almost always vote for somebody that they recognize over an unknown name on a ballot. Now the power shut-off is a threat from inside Canadian Parliament, just like the Trump tariffs, posturing and arguing over semantics and being offended. Well, yeah. I think a lot of Canadians are offended by the way Trump speaks about Canada. They were offended last time, too, so doing more of it this time isn't going to make Canadians any less offended. You know what I mean? And I think Canadians should be offended. I don't think being offended is a bad thing. I think how you handle being offended matters. I get offended by the stupidity I watch on a regular basis because it offends my intelligence, but you know what I mean? Doesn't mean I'm gonna scream about it on the internet. Trump was the only chance that Republicans had of winning. Yeah, they probably should have just taken the L then, in my opinion. Sometimes, if you don't have better options, you take the L for your country and for the people of your country. You don't sacrifice the people of your country just so you can win. Like, like how childish and petty do you have to be? How immature can you be? Actually, I have been seeing people talking about maturity. Oh, shit. Oh no, that was right. Okay. Oh, I thought I fucked that up. I've been seeing people talking about maturity a lot lately, and what is and is not mature, and what is immature, and I'm just like... Sigh. I don't know. I think people are silly. I think people are petty and silly and goofy and fucking full of beans. It's full of beans. I don't even like beans. Mad goofin'. You mad goofin'? God, we gotta order everything today. Holy beans. I can't see. Yeah, I think there's nothing there. Hold on, let me just... Hi, guys. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, am I in your way, Enrico? You fucking asshole. God. What a dick. Out here doing his job. Ugh. Please. I'll leave that right there for them. Okay, we did the prices already, right? Yeah, let me double check. We did prices and bills. Yes, 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 yes. Good. Bills. Good. License. 34.6. We're at 13. Alright, I'm gonna run an ad and go to the bathroom while these guys are putting this stuff away. So I'll be back momentarily. I've returned. And I returned before they were finished. Look at me go. I am very excited to tell everybody, by the way, that January for Debate Hub is booked. Fully booked. I am starting to schedule into February. So, hell yeah, let's go. We're going to be having conversations about nuclear energy with Fight the Flat Earth and Reason to Doubt. So that will be Craig and Jordan. So hell yeah. Let me grab my calendar. So I'm looking at my calendar here, and we have Saturday the 4th will be Living with Philosophy. Thursday, the 9th of January, will be Voter ID with Jordan. We're going to be talking about the way voter ID works and functions in America and some of the changes that are coming to it, or what it looks like in 2025 and how that's changing or isn't changing and where it's being fought, etc., etc. On Monday, the 13th, I have She's Bonky, Twitter feminist activist, coming on to talk to us about feminism in America in 2025 and what that's going to look like and what's going on with all that shit, because that's a shit show. On the Wednesday, the following Wednesday, the 22nd, we have Sam coming on. Sam was on before. He does D&D stuff. He's published a book, and he's going to come on and talk to us about the publishing process. And he is self-published, if I'm not mistaken, so he'll have some information about that. So if you're somebody who's doing some writing, and you're interested in self-publishing and how that works, Sam will be able to talk to us about that. On the 26th, I will be actually over on Low Energy Vids' channel. But on the 31st, is when we're going to be talking about nuclear energy with FTFD and Reason to Doubt. There will also be on the 25th, should be the first Unnamed Tavern on the channel. Hopefully the third will be the Volcano Show, but we're going to see what Monty is up to because she's kind of a little bit all over the place right now. And that's the plan for January. Hopefully, depending on what goes on with Monty, we'll also be able to do that time of the month soon. And get that back rescheduled and running. So yeah, I'm excited. There is a show every week on Debate Hub for January. At least one a week. So now I'm starting to schedule into February, which, Landon, I need to know when you're available in February, for a discussion about SpaceX and privatized space exploration with Dead Kennedy in Space. We're still doing the scheduling for that, so we'll see. And then I have a handful of other stuff that is in the works for February that is still just getting a solid date on. So we're going to do a part 2 of Jordan Peterson's and Dennis Prager's Exodus from the Daily Wire. But we have an additional person joining us. We'll have Dr. Kip. So Dr. Kip's going to join us. Dr. Josh is going to be there. Vashanti's going to be there. And hopefully Cyrus is going to be there. I hope Cyrus is going to be there. That'd be nice. So we're going to watch a little bit more of that, to check that out and talk about that. And that will be in February as well. I feel like there's one that I'm forgetting about. I have a conversation coming up with... hold on, let me double check his name. Hold on. We're going to have a conversation about... I made a comment on Twitter the other day that someone took exception to. Not like in a bad way, just in like a reasonable way. His name is Bill. And he is... he tends to talk about flat earth stuff. And he wants to have a discussion, because I flippantly said in response to, people being angry about, Ciri, and calling her ugly in The Witcher, somebody had said, do men even like women anymore? And I said they never did. And so he wants to talk about, men versus women and, like, kind of have a discussion about where that kind of comes from. And that will be on February 15th, which I believe is the day after Valentine's Day, on the Saturday there, so. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, we'll talk about the scheduling for that in the background. in our Discord, very super secret Discord DMs. Shh, nobody can know. Nobody say anything. But a lot of stuff for February right now, I'm just trying to hammer down actual dates and times. But February is also almost already booked, so I'm going to soon be looking at scheduling all the way into March. Ha 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 ha. Man, I got so focused on all the court shit that was going on that I was like, man, I haven't done this shit in a while. I do really, really, really enjoy scheduling my stuff as far out as I possibly fucking can. And I know, like, some people can't schedule out that far, right? Like, and I get that, and I don't think that's a detriment, right? I think that's fine. But I personally like to have my, I like to have my ducks in a row as far out as possible. The giggling about chatting with Dead Kennedy Space about this debate was that he thought the Goblin crew hated him because Steve, AT2, and Reds had been particularly unpleasant to him this year. This year? Like in 2024? When none of us have anything to do with Steve, AT2, or Reds? That's interesting. Glad you've moved beyond the court stuff. Well, with stuff coming in now, like seems like some of the court actually moved. I'm sure it'll still get touched on, but I think it's pretty much put to bed. The court has made decisions. The decisions have not gone in those people's favor. Harassment groups lose again because they're fucking losers anyway. So there's not much more to talk about, right? You know what I mean? Plus, I mean, like, as for, like, analyzing Aaron's crazy shit, go watch Jack's analysis. He's done a big body language segment on it over the past week. And, it's fantastic. Loser's gonna lose. Yeah, he really had the wrong end of the stick. Oh, did he? I mean, he was a dick to me, but, like, I get over that. I don't take that stuff too personally. But he was a dick to me, like, way before that. Needless to say, I don't tend to hold a grudge. Mostly because I don't care. Like, I'm not here, dude. So what if he said something weird about my vagina to a guy I was seeing at the time? Whatever. I get over it pretty quick. It's not a big deal. Not caring is very mature. You can't make me care. I just like to pick my battles, and like, why? Like, it's a new channel. It's a fresh thing. Like, we don't need to drag up old beefs about stuff that nobody even remembers or like should care about in the first place. You know what I mean? Like, fresh slate it for the most part. Barring, like, obvious exceptions of, like, people who are problematic. Like, I don't intend on bringing G-Man on, you know what I mean? I mean, maybe. Like, I have no intention of inviting Brett Keane, you know what I mean? I watched Aaron 100% make up a fictional two people who he claimed were attorneys claim her restraining order was not how it's done. 100% fictional, no-named people. Yeah. Or is this just gonna go in, "Are that definitely happened?" And then everybody stood up and clapped. Dumb and Dumber LLC. Oh my god. You guys are gonna kill me. I'm not gonna survive. But yeah, like most of like a lot of beef that happened back in like 2002. I think we can get over 2022, guys. I think we can get over it. Like I don't think we need to hold on to grudges and irritants from 3 years ago. Like, I feel like it's fine. I feel like we can move on. Maybe Steve will want to come on and debate atheism. You know, forgive and forget, right? Oh god. Very funny. Funny, haha. Wonderful. The day heck freezes over. Okay, maybe I'm wrong about this, and I will take correction. I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. I think that if Debate Hub got big enough, and it was not, like, if there was another person maybe that hosted debates, maybe, that Steve would want to come on and talk about it. I think that if the channel was big enough, Steve would like quote unquote get over it. What do you guys think? Do you think that's true? I don't know. I'm just asking your opinions. Anything for the limelight, but never for you? Maybe. You think so? Damn. One left. Ugh. Boo. I don't know, man. Might press Y to ask why. Why am I curious about people's opinions? I don't know, it's just a thought that crossed my mind, and I'm not... Would I let him come on? Is another question. I mean, I might, for the memes. I do a lot of dumb things for memes, I'm not gonna lie. Ah, we're back to one left. You intended to ask why he would want to come on such a show? Because there's enough numbers for attention. Like I said, the show would have to be big enough and popular enough. I don't think he would just do it randomly. Or do you mean like what he would want to discuss? I mean probably atheism. But does the Mert Mart computer show your current time and day? I don't know, maybe. You want me to look? It might. Let's go look. No, that says 8 a.m. It is definitively not 8 a.m. right now. 24, 12, 18. Is it the 18th? The date is correct. The time is not correct. Hey, welcome, Athens. Oh, you're sick? That sucks. That's rough, buddy. Welcome to Mert Mart, where you shop smart. Got home at 12 and immediately went to sleep and you just woke up. Damn. Well, I hope it was at least a good sleep. You gonna head out? You have to work tomorrow? Yeah, you got, after tomorrow, you've only got 2 more days of work left in the year. Good luck. Have a good day. Be safe. Enjoy your time. Try to have fun. No, I put it in the wrong spot. God, I gotta quit doing that. I do that a lot. The last day of work was November. Yeah, you've got like a crazy like work schedule, right, Hawkskull? Yours is like all over the place. You're off tomorrow? Oh, good. I'm glad you're off tomorrow. You can rest. So you can spend the rest of your day today resting. You can spend tomorrow resting up. Good, 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 good to hear. I think I might have caught a bit of a cold. I woke up super sniffly today, but I'll be fine. I want to make waffles tonight. I have a waffle maker that's shaped like a Pokeball. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. I'm a sheep. I said beep, beep. I'm a sheep. Oh. Goodness. Sorry, I was poking my eye out with my own finger. God, why do I speak words? Sometimes I say something out loud and I'm just like, oh, God. Why? Why did I say that? And why did I say that like that? What the fuck? What the fuck am I thinking? Man. I'm gonna get the some of the Debate Hub shows scheduled at the end of this week so they can be up and ready to go. There's also shorts going up on there, so if you're interested in that, go check out those shorts. Hell yeah. Go watch Debate Hub. Do it. Do it. As much as I don't tell people that I'm live doing Mert Mart, and I only ever post in the Discord that I'm going live doing Mert Mart, I'm not gonna shut up about Debate Hub. I work in the gig economy, catering for LARP events. So I have nothing until January 18th for one evening and then working weekends and then oh yeah, that's right. You're basically you work in events essentially. Catering events, right? And so your events are scheduled like your work schedule is based around whenever people are actually like doing a thing. Oh, are they putting stuff away now? Are you guys doing it? Hell yeah. Let's go. Enrico be zooming. Ah! Wait. I gotta let them finish. I don't know if I ordered that stuff. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I did not, because I didn't do this side. That's right. I did this side earlier. No, we're good. We're good. I can do that. I can do it. I'm a goblin can, not a goblin can't. I don't know how this is the case. How did we sell none of this in a whole day? Oh, we did. Fuck you, Enrico. Fucking up my fucking stock shit. Motherfucker. Canned goblin. Not a canned goblin. 2 events a month is good money. 1 event is barely enough to live on. Damn. That's a drastic change. That's rough. I don't envy that. That sounds very oof to me. But I don't know if I'm gonna keep arguing with that Clarith today. Probably not. I probably won't. Like, I don't tend to bother. Like, I gave an example. Oh, somebody's asking me if Steve and Aaron have violated TROs and restraining orders. Well, according to what, I oof for anyone. Double the money they need to pay bills and they just feed themselves and then... Yeah, it's one of those things where you're like... You've got to kind of stock up when you're busy, right? I assume. And, like, that can be really hard and it's not always easy to do, especially with, like, fluctuating prices all the time and things like that. Things of that nature. Enrico's slacking off, man. I'm just finding things that they haven't put on the shelf. What the hell? I'm gonna have to start firing Enrico's. Like, look, we don't even have enough of stuff because they freaking slacking off. What the hell, guys? Why don't we have enough soap? Jeez Louise. I'm ordering these just because. Rico be slacking. I'm gonna break the whip out. There. Bills and prices, bills and prices. Oh boy. Oh, really? Damn. Man. Life is hard. I don't know how else to put it. Like, life is fucking hard, dude. I don't... Ugh. We live in a society, and we're not good at it. Yep, that's full. There's 2 left. Throw this. Huzzah. They're good. Jump. Buy one of these. These. I just want to put it on. Get your soap here. Walk away, somebody's gonna buy some soap. Worst. It's fine, we'll just do that. Oh, we're at the 2-hour mark. It's gonna be tons. Take us one more day to get our next license. Soap. So I'm gonna put. Let's see. Oh, I've got to find my. Oh, my shelves. No. This one. This one. Oh, I haven't right yet. Don't worry. Boom. I'm gonna put one shelf there. I'm gonna put one shelf behind it. I'm just gonna order that now. I'm gonna need it since before buying the shelf, so I may as well buy the shelf. For no reason. No. Just because I'm gonna color coordinate all this stuff. And why, yes, I do know that my soap is kind of green, but I kind of want to make it. I like the powder blue better. Fugly. Powder blue. Powder blue's nice. Yeah, that's pretty. All right. Oh, I still ended up being the person putting this away. We are gonna be ready as soon as we have the right amount of money. As soon as we got that coin. Oh. We need. We can get 5 from a loan. And I know we can buy the amount of stock that we need for around 1,000. How much am I spending on stock at the end of this day? Because, like, realistically, I should get the average, but I'm not going to do that thing. And too bad. I'm spending more than 1,000 on stock, but I am spending boot guys. Speaking of which. There we go. Me 1,000. Which is fine. Like, that's acceptable cost as far as I'm concerned. If we're I can't believe it's been 2 hours already. This session of Mert Mart flew by. Holy rusty wall, Batman. I wonder if license, like, are they of age? Yeah, we'll definitely check that. We can do that. Capable. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Long ago Enrico died, and we don't know how he died yesterday. And he could have been 16. I don't know. You don't know. Me 24, 12, 18, and the time is 9 p.m. The pricing dates. And then 1 day ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago. It is in the bottom right corner. Yeah, we're good. Oh my god, are you done? Get out of my store. Leave. Get out. Good god. $6,800. Okay, so we're spending under. Income was 8,000. Oh wow, our profit today was really low. To 1,000 a day, that would be nice. We need 6 and we're at 22. So good. We also paid off a bunch of bills. Like, we don't need to pay those yet. So I can take out loans. 5,000, 7,000. We can get $7,750 for a loan if we want to. Back on our expansion plans. But the time on the computer is the time in game. But what else was I doing in here? I mean, I guess I should just do 490, 75, 490. If we get another license, so yeah, we got the shelving for it. We're good there. Space for it, so that's also fine. Extra space in the back. So, oh right, you guys want to just guys around or something? We're not gonna do that today. We are at our 2-hour mark, so I am going to stock for the day, and I will see you guys. The store opens at 4 p.m. Monday through Thursday. However, Thursday tomorrow for Mert Mart, so we will not be here tomorrow. We'll be here on Christmas Eve, but we will day, and we might be here on Boxing Day. Thank you for shopping. I'm gonna start a raid. We're gonna go say hi to Larry, and I want to help him out because he's a sweetheart. So go say hi to Larry, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a good day.